Good afternoon. This is All India Radio and I am Saira Mujtaba with the Midday News. The headlines. Supreme Court dismisses plea by opposition leaders seeking further increase in random matching of EVMs with VVPAT slips in polling booths. Campaigning picks up for sixth phase of Lok Sabha polls in 59 parliamentary constituencies. Relief and rehabilitation work continues in cyclone-affected Odisha. Myanmar releases 2 journalists jailed for violating Official Secrets Act. And in IPL Cricket, first qualifier match between Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians to be played this evening. The Supreme Court today dismissed the plea filed by 21 opposition leaders seeking review of its order on random matching of EVMs with VVPAT slips during Lok Sabha polls. The apex court bench, headed by Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi, said that they are not inclined to modify their earlier order. In that order, on 8th of April, the apex court had directed the Election Commission to do random matching of EVMs with VVPAT slips at 5 polling booths per assembly seat rather than at 1 polling booth. Senior advocate A.M. Singhvi, appearing for petitioners, today told the apex court that they are seeking matching of at least 25% of EVMs with VVPAT slips. Mr. Singhvi said the present increase to 5 polling booths per assembly segment amounted to a meagre 2%. Campaigning is picking up for the remaining 2 phases of Lok Sabha elections. Polling in the 6th phase will be held in 59 parliamentary constituencies spread across 7 states. The Lok Sabha seats going to polls in this phase on Sunday are 14 in Uttar Pradesh, 10 in Haryana, 8 each in Bihar, West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh, 7 in Delhi and 4 in Jharkhand. Star campaigners of various political parties are addressing rallies at several places. BJP President Amit Shah and Congress Chief Rahul Gandhi are campaigning in West Bengal today. Addressing an election rally in West Midnapur district, the BJP President reiterated that NRC will be launched throughout the country to deal with illegal infiltrations. He claimed that Narendra Modi-led government at the centre gave more than 4,34,000 crore rupees to West Bengal in the last 5 years, as against UPA's 1,32,000 crore rupees. He also blamed West Bengal Chief Minister and Trinamool Congress Chief Mamata Banerjee for stalling development activities in the state. Refuting the charges, Mamata Banerjee said that the NDA government has failed to fulfill its commitment to the people. Addressing an election rally in Bankura district, she said the state government has done enormous work for the welfare of residents of Jangal Mahal besides turning it a Maoist-free area. Our Bhopal correspondent reports that in Madhya Pradesh, star campaigners of various political parties are making whirlwind tours to garner support for their candidates.
8 Lok Sabha seats of the state, Bhopal, Gwalior, Guna, Vidisha, Sagar, Rajgarh, Bhind and Morena will go to polls in the 6th phase on 12th May. A total of 138 candidates are in the fray in this phase. Some of the prominent candidates of this phase are Central Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, former Chief Minister Digvijay Singh, Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur, Senior Congress Leader Jyotiraditya Scindia and Vivek Sejwalkar. Top leaders of various political parties are holding public meetings at various places across the state to woo voters. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
In Uttar Pradesh, out of 14, 2 constituencies are reserved for scheduled caste candidates. More from our correspondent.
The constituencies where polling will be held are Sultanpur, Pratapgarh, Phulpur, Allahabad, Ambedkar Nagar, Shravasti, Dumariaganj, Basi, Sant Kabir Nagar, Lalganj, Azamgarh, Jaunpur, Machili Shahar and Bhadoi. The 3 contestants in this phase are Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav, Union Minister Maneka Gandhi, BJP Leader and Minister in State Government Rita Bahuguna Joshi, BJP Leader Jagdambika Pal and Congress Leader Dr. Sanjay Singh. MS Yadav, AIR News, Lucknow.
In Haryana, 10 seats will go to polls on 12th of May. More from our correspondent.
With only 5 days left for polling in Haryana, a direct contest is emerging in between Congress and BJP for Karnal, Ambala, Faridabad, Gurugram and the Rohtak seats, while a triangular contest has surfaced among the BJP, Congress and JJP-AP alliance in Hisar, Sonipat and Bhiwani Mendragarh seat. The BJP, Congress and Indian National Lokdal are in a direct fight at Sirsa and Kurukshetra Lok Sabha constituencies. In 2014, the BJP had won 7 seats while 1 seat went to the Congress. The main poll plank of BJP is national security besides development, while Congress is banking on the roots of former Chief Minister of the state Bhupinder Singh Hooda and other senior leaders. More than 1,89 lakh voters will decide the fate of 223 candidates in this state. Ashwini Kumar Sharma, AIR News, Chandigarh.
BJP has demanded an apology from SP, BSP and RLT alliance following a video coming to fore in which sacked BSF Jawan Tej Bahadur is being seen allegedly talking to kill Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Former BSF Jawan was declared SP candidate from Varanasi parliamentary constituency against the Prime Minister, but his nomination was rejected by the Election Commission. Briefing reporters in New Delhi today, Sambit Patra questioned the silence of opposition, terming it as unfortunate. In the 7th and final phase of general elections, 59 Lok Sabha constituencies spread across 8 states will go to polls on 19th of May. In Odisha, relief and rehabilitation work is continuing in cyclone-affected parts of the state. 4 helicopters of the Navy and the Indian Coast Guard are engaged in relief operations. Navy and ICG are also running community kitchens for the affected people. Power supply in 3 districts has been fully restored. Electricity supply in parts of Bhubaneswar will be restored by this evening. A press release by the Home Ministry said more than 2,500 men are working to restore power lines and substations. The Steel Ministry has dispatched about 5,500 steel electric poles and another 15,000 will be supplied by the 14th of this month. Ministry of Petroleum informed that majority of petrol and diesel retail outlets are functional and sufficient stocks of diesel and other fuels are available in the state. The Finance Ministry has directed insurance companies to settle insurance claims expeditiously. The state-level banking committee has been asked to convene to coordinate all banking issues, including functioning of ATMs. India and Bangladesh will jointly produce a movie based on the life of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. It will be directed by eminent Indian filmmaker Shyam Benegal. A meeting was held between delegation of Information and Broadcasting Ministry led by Secretary Amit Khare and visiting Bangladeshi delegation in this regard in New Delhi today. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Khare said Prime Ministers of both the countries have this vision for co-production of films and having more strong bonds in the field of communication like radio and television.
I am sure this vision of the Honorable Prime Ministers of both our countries will lead to even stronger relations. It is also an enormous responsibility on both our film corporations and officials to see to it that the vision of Honorable Prime Minister is implemented.
External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj has sought a report from Indian High Commissioner in Nigeria on news reports about abduction of 5 Indian sailors by sea pirates. Mr. Swaraj has asked Abhay Thakur, High Commissioner in Nigeria, to take this up at the highest level with Government of Nigeria for their release. Myanmar today freed 2 Reuters journalists who had been jailed for violating the Official Secrets Act. They walked out of prison following a presidential amnesty. At the time of their arrest, they had been reporting on Rohingya crisis in conflict-hit Rakhine State in September 2017. Wah Lon and Kyo So-woo were arrested and sentenced to 7 years of jail term each. The Trump administration is proposing a hike in the H-1B visa application fee. Labour Secretary Alexander Acosta proposed the hike while testifying before a congressional committee on annual budget of the Department of Labour for the fiscal year 2020 beginning October 1, 2019. He, however, did not give details of the proposed increase of the fee and as to which categories of applicants it would be enforced on. In Afghanistan, at least 13 Taliban militants were killed after the National Army conducted a special operation in northern province of Baghlan overnight. There were no casualties on the security forces side. The Supreme Court today allowed Congress leader P. Chidambaram's son Karti to travel to the US, Germany and Spain this month. He is facing criminal cases which are being probed by the Enforcement Directorate and the CBI. A bench headed by Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, said the permission to Karti to travel abroad is subject to compliance of conditions imposed earlier. The Delhi High Court today quashed an FIR accusing AAP MLA Somnath Bharti of domestic violence. Justice Chandrasekhar allowed Mr. Bharti's plea to quash the criminal case after noting that he and his wife Lipika Mitra are living happily together. The court also noted that the woman has no objection if the FIR is quashed. Enforcement Directorate or ED today provisionally attached an amount of more than 89 lakhs under Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002 or PMLA in a case related to railway bribery. The case involves nephew of former Railway Minister Pawan Kumar Bansal. The ED initiated investigation on the basis of an FIR and charge sheet filed by the CBI. Today is World Asthma Day. The day is celebrated to increase awareness about asthma and aims to improve the lives of people with asthma across the world. It is observed every year on first Tuesday of May. Asthma is a chronic disease of the lungs which causes breathing problems. A report.
Asthma is one of the major non-communicable diseases and is also the most common chronic disease in children. According to the World Health Organization, there are 235 million people currently suffering from asthma around the world. The first World Asthma Day in 1998 was observed in more than 35 countries in conjunction with the first World Asthma meeting held in Barcelona, Spain. Participation has increased with each World Asthma Day held since then, and the day has become one of the world's most important asthma awareness and education events. Valsa Williams, News Desk.
The fasting month of Ramzan begins today. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has greeted the people on the occasion. The festival of Akshaya Tritiya is being celebrated all over the country today. Prime Minister Modi has greeted people on the occasion of Akshaya Tritiya. The Prime Minister has also greeted people on the occasion of Parshuram Jayanti. He also paid homage to Bhagwan Basaveshwara on his Jayanti today. And in IPL Cricket, defending champions Chennai Super Kings will clash with Mumbai Indians in the first qualifier at Chennai today. The match will begin at 7:30 p.m. Both teams had met in the league stage twice, with Mumbai winning both of those games. The final will be played on Sunday. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Supreme Court dismisses plea by opposition leaders seeking further increase in random matching of EVMs with VVPAT slips in polling booths. Campaigning picks up for sixth phase of Lok Sabha polls in 59 parliamentary constituencies. Relief and rehabilitation work continues in cyclone-affected Odisha. Myanmar releases 2 journalists jailed for violating Official Secrets Act. And in Indian Premier League cricket, first qualifier match between Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians to be played this evening. For details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.nic.in. And with that, we end the midday news.